Hey everyone, it's Nolan at Trade and Train. 3rd of July 2019. Hope everybody is really well. I'm just going to go through the dollar index with you, what we're seeing, and 3 dollar pairs which are of real interest to us. And I'll be going through why they are, of interest to us, and explaining what potential trade setups may arise from those pairs. So just looking at the dollar index itself, this is on the weekly time frame. It's always important to look at the bigger picture and then kind of work downwards. So we can see a nice weekly trend line here. Okay, but a few weeks ago, back on in last month in June, this is the first time we actually closed below the trend line, and so this is a potential indication now that we're going to see further downside on the dollar index. So we had that close below here. We had an indecision candle here, okay, what we call a doji candle, where neither the buyers or the sellers are in charge of the market. And this week so far, we've actually seen buyers come back in and potentially testing this trend line and potentially rejecting it. But what we're going to do now is, now we've got kind of an idea of what could be happening, which is a change of cycle, and we're actually moving to the downside. We're going to look at the daily time frame, see if it tells us anything, what it tells us. Okay, if you look carefully on the daily, you can actually see the change of cyclicity, the change of cycle that has happened. So we can see the bounce here off the trend line. So if we start from here, we get the low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This actually is a higher high because it breaks this level here. However, it doesn't break it a lot and it can't close above it. So this actually turned out to be a double top, okay? Price can't break this level, okay? Round about 98.3. 98, we'll call it 98.3, just above there actually. And this is actually where sellers start to take control of the market, because we start to see a change of cycle. We get our first lower low because it's lower than this. We get our first lower high, which is this here, because it's lower than this. So we can see the cycle change, okay? I mean, let me just draw it in just in case you can't see it. I'm pretty sure you can, but just in case. So let's just draw these in. And this is where we start to see the change. Maybe orange isn't the best colour, but hopefully you can see that. So what we're actually looking for at the moment is the next lower high, okay? We've got the high there, we've got a lower high, and we're looking for that next lower high here, and ready to sell. Let's just erase these. So, I mean, where could that possibly happen? Where could we see that lower high? Well, it's actually pulled back to the trend line, as you can see. So it could just test this trend line, and we could see a reversal. Let's draw a fib on, a Fibonacci retracement. There we go. We draw the fib from the top of an impulse to the bottom, so that would be from here to this level here. Right at the moment we're testing the 50% retracement level. Could push a little bit further and try the 61.8. try and match these up with horizontal levels to the left. So 50% retracement level there. If we draw a little line across, sorry, I mean this one here, 50%, we can actually see this was actually a support level. Price came up. You can see it was acting as resistance here. Broke through, came back, retested it. It's now support. Price continued to move up where we had our double top pattern. Closed below it. Retested it, but the level didn't hold, and we saw a big impulse down. Okay, three strong daily candles there, indicating that, you know, because those candles are so big and so strong, you'd be looking at that as a change of sentiment to the downside. So we break through this and close below the weekly trend line, and now we've pulled back into it to this 50% level, which was actually a level of resistance at one point. So we're now testing that level to see if it's going to hold. So this actually could be, if that level holds, we could actually see the reversal quite soon. Alternatively, we could push up a little bit more, perhaps into the next fib level, or maybe just looking left, you know, somewhere around here, where we've seen price come up to this level here and it acts as resistance. Also it was support here, so we could see a little bit more of a push up, but the point I'm trying to make is we are quite close to potentially turning around and forming our next lower low from our analysis. So, you know, the bias for the dollar index is another move to the downside. So with that in mind, we can look at some of the dollar pairs and see, you know, what the potentially is setting up to trade. So the dollar pair the dollar pair that's basically the inverse of this chart is the Euro USD. Let's just take these arrows off. This is basically the mirror image of the dollar index. So, you know, like where we saw a double top pattern on the dollar index, because this is the mirror image, we saw a double bottom here on Euro, and we can see the cycle change, can't we? We can see the high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, double bottom here, and then we start to see a higher high, higher low, higher high. So we are looking for the next higher low on Euro. So we could draw a trend. I think I just deleted it, but that's a potential trend line indicating the direction. So put our fib on. You don't need to put fibs on, but sometimes they help. So we've drawn the fib from the bottom of the impulse here to the top, and we can see that they've actually retraced to 61.8%, which is a decent retracement. You know, we would look for at least 50%, preferably. 50% is a nice one, but we've started to test the 61.8 and initially rejecting it, as you can see. So this could be an area where price does turn around on Euro. So we've actually placed a buy stop above this candle. Now this candle is obviously a bearish candle. So yesterday was a bearish day on Euro, and a lot of people, I guess, would then expect further downside, which may or may not happen, who knows. But we are in an area where we're expecting buyers to come into the market, in relation to our dollar weakness, we would expect to see strength in euro dollar. So we've got a bearish candle here, but we've placed a buy stop above it. So if we get triggered into this market, I mean, it's probably unlikely that we will, because of this bearish candle here. But if we do, that means a major change of sentiment in the market, and potentially that's the start of the new impulse to the upside. So I just thought I'd throw that in, what we've actually done. It's not something that we've placed into the free channel, but if you're watching this free video, you know exactly what we've done. Alternatively, that's for end of day traders. Alternatively, if you can watch the smaller time frame, then start looking for changes of cyclicity, because the lower we move down, the more the probability is that price is going to turn around. So start looking for that change of cyclicity, where we start getting higher highs and higher lows. Right at this moment in time, I mean, you can see that that's not happening. Okay, so nothing happening at the moment, but we've got a buy order ready. Okay, because it could happen really quickly. It might happen if we're not in front of the charts or something. So keep your eyes out for this. We're looking for euro dollar longs, and we're just waiting for that to happen. Another pair of interest is dollar Swiss. Okay, so again, looking at the bigger time frame, we look at the daily, we can see a very nice downtrend. Okay, and we can see the cycles. Okay, we can see the low, higher, sorry, start from the top, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we're looking for the next lower high. It could come to the trend line, but it doesn't have to at all. The trend line is just an indication of direction. Price doesn't have to come up and touch this trend line at all. What's more important is horizontal levels of support and resistance. We can see that price is now coming to this area. So this was acting as support here. Price bounced off it, closed below it, and now it's potentially retesting this level. Okay, so if this level holds, then we could be seeing the start of the downside on dollar Swiss, and it could be quite a big move. And I say that because look at the price action. So impulse here was this long. Impulse here was longer. Impulse here was even longer. So it's telling me that that weakness is really present in this market, and potentially it's not dying out. These impulses are actually getting longer. So this could actually be a big move. So if we can get into this trade, then potentially it could make quite a bit of profit for us. So we're in an area of interest where we're looking for shorts. Let's just drop down another time frame, see if it tells us anything. Okay, potentially this is turning around. And I say that because I can instantly see this level here. Okay, price moves up, finds support again here, but then we get our close below. Retest, sellers come in, retest it again on this candle, and it's closed below. So price is now closing below this level. So is this the start of sellers taking control of the market? Potentially yes. So keep your eyes open for that as well. I mean, if we start seeing, this is now kind of acting as support now. So if we start to see price closing below this level, then you know that's a pretty strong indication that sellers are taking control or have taken control of the market. But it is in a really nice area. If you're a bit more of a conservative trader, you know, you could draw a trend line here and look for that CTL break. So we call it CTL to counter trend line. Call it the CTL. So if price comes down to this trend line, we start breaking below it and closing, then that's another indication. Obviously, the longer you wait, the less reward to risk there is. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, we're actually short this market at the moment, and we shorted the market just below this level. We had actually a sell stop below this level. So we're actually in the market and slightly in profit at the moment. I'm going to watch price as it comes down to this trend line, and if it starts to bounce and move back up for whatever reason, then we could take the trade off, or just move it to move it to break even. But it is in a great area for a reversal. So looking for shorts on dollar Swiss. So looking for downside, and it could potentially be, you know, a very big move. I mean, just while I'm on the video, and if you are interested, we could look for a target. So, I mean, the first target would be this swing low here as a target 1, and then looking left, you know, 0.9600 could be your target 2. Obviously, price did move down a little bit further, but I'm just being a little bit conservative, and you know, it's price often respects big numbers, whole numbers. So 0.9600 is a nice big number, so it could come down there, or we actually like to take off money just before big numbers. Okay, we'd rather be the first man out rather than the last man, and we might find a price that had already turned around. So once price comes close to this 9600 level, we'll probably take that profit off the table. So that's of interest to us at the moment, and we're actually in that trade. The other trade that we are interested in fact we are in, I'll just be honest with you guys, is pound dollar, which is a chart we posted in the free channel, I think on Monday. So we're looking at this as an inverse head and shoulder pattern. So an upside down head and shoulder pattern, basically, that is. So there's a little bit of a range going on. If you look at this, so we're looking for price now to form a right shoulder here. We've got triggered in at 1.25800, so we're about 3 pips offside at the moment, and we're looking for price to reverse now and to at least come back to this level here, which is what we would call the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder pattern. Looking for price to come back to this level where it's either going to reverse again, or potentially we're looking for that break through this level, retest, and perhaps further upside. But if you do like the trade and you want to trade from here, you can actually buy live right at this second if you like it. Take off some money at this level here, whether it's half of your profit, 50%, or it could be something else, depends on your rules. And then we can see, does price actually break through this neckline and retest it? You could actually have a second trade, and you'll have 2 trades running. But we're long on this pair from 1.25800. Looking, according to this daily candle, looking quite nice at the moment. We're seeing a rejection. Our stops are below the head. You know, so we're in the trade. We're going to wait and see what happens. So we are in cable or pound dollar. We're in dollar Swiss, and you know, we're looking at a turnaround on euro dollar. So three pairs of real interest to us at the moment, and so yeah, our bias is obviously dollar weakness. You know, but do your own analysis as well. You might come up with something different, but I'm just showing you how we analyze the market and what we're seeing. So that's it from me. Please like the video if you like it. Subscribe to future videos. Hit the subscribe button. And you know what, it'd be really great if you could just share the video. If you know any other traders that might like to see it, might like the analysis, that'd be fantastic, and we'd really appreciate it. Of course, there'll be further free analysis in the Telegram free channel. We'll post the link below in the little comment section. But thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to future videos. Catch you later, guys. Bye for now. Bye.